Can we possibly tap into some magic?
Is the running back. Play action. And Manning's going to heave one. There's a flag. Beckham on one hand. How in the world?
Oh, my goodness.
And Brandon Carr was back there. I mean, he is insane. How do you make that catch?
Do we have a reunion brewing? It's looking like Odell is back on that train talking about the New York Giants, and the New York Giants are talking about Odell Beckham, the New York Giants players. Let's jump straight into it. Where did it start from? Odell Beckham dropped an Instagram post along with his son. And reading the caption, man, I'm going to throw the juke subtitles on here, or the juke type of translation. Man, your dad did some crazy stuff here. We changed the game and inspired a generation who came behind us. We still got more to do. I'm loving every second I get with you, and I can't wait to see what you do in this world. Your turn to win. Sitting across the street, sitting across the parking lot at MetLife Stadium, which we know Odell Beckham used to be a New York Giant. Once again, the best part of his career happened to be with the New York Giants, and probably one of the best wide receivers we've had in a very long time. Could have had the argument he could have been one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver of all time if he continued at that pace. We know injuries happen, and we know what happened with the fall, but here we are talking about this topic again. Now, for the fandom and for the hype of the team, I would love to bring a guy like Odell Beckham back. I would love to. Let's talk about the pros and cons. What can we expect out of Odell Beckham? And is it more for the locker room? Is it more for on the field? And what teams, what players are talking about it? Malik Nabers comments under the same very post saying, we still got work to do. You got Brian Burns dropping eye emojis under that same post. You got Abdul Carter today dropping an Instagram story saying it's about time. There's players on this team that are rooting for Odell Beckham and are welcoming him if he wants to be back. And granted, at the stage of Odell Beckham's career, it's definitely not a lot on the field to grab from. He's not going to be a wide receiver 1, 2, or 3 for this team. I mean, some people can make the argument, and they're going to, once again, nitpick certain things that happen in Miami, in Cleveland. All in all, Odell Beckham would be an addition more for the locker room and for the hype of the team. And also for a guy like Malik Nabers, I don't think that can get, accentuated enough. I think that relationship would be dope to see. And also, once again, helping our star wide receiver, who I think is a top 10 wide receiver in this league, continue to make himself, obviously a presence on the field, but also control himself off the field. Now, some people might laugh when they hear that because Odell kind of had some outbursts for the New York Giants, but clearly, once again, he could be kind of a voice of reason for Malik Nabers and kind of showing him what he needs to do in New York. Malik Nabers has shown no signs of anything. I'm just going to say that right now. Once again, it's very early in his career. Malik Nabers, I think the sky is the ceiling for this guy, and you might need a guy like Odell Beckham that after he made that one-handed catch, his superstardom completely blew over and honestly overcapsulated the team at times. You had him calling out Eli Manning in certain interviews with Lil Wayne. Like, it was crazy, the superstardom that Odell Beckham had. Will Malik never ever achieve that? We don't know. But as long as the production on the field is even better, that's what I want to see. And I think Odell can help with that sense. So what did Odell do last year? He was on the Miami Dolphins, but he didn't really have a featured role, and it wasn't a consistent role for him. He also did miss a couple of games with a core injury, I believe. He's been having nagging injuries ever since he left New York. His best time off of New York was with the Rams, with Matthew Stafford and out there with Cooper Kupp. Obviously, they won the championship, but in that same championship game, that's when he tore his ACL and had to wait another year. After that Super Bowl run, the Giants were talking about signing him again. Joe Shane and Brian Daboll brought him in for a visit, and nothing ended up happening. They didn't sign him, and this is in the midst of the Giants kind of being that team that's far in between. This is in the midst of that season. So thinking about Odell Beckham visiting already and not walking out with the deal, can this stage of the Giants be different? When you look at a Russell Wilson on this team, a Jackson Dart on this team, you got guys that you brought in that should be the best roster that we've seen with the New York Giants. In the last, Joe Shane era and Brian Daboll era, this should be the best roster we've seen. Can Odell Beckham just add more to the locker room? I think he can. I really do. I'm not signing Odell to expect him to put up 1,000 yards. That's way behind him, obviously. I had someone telling me potentially you would put him over a couple wide receivers on this team. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. You want to lean on these young guys. People are really high on Jalen Hyatt right now, which Jalen Hyatt video dropping soon. Stay tuned on that part. People are high on Jalen Hyatt. Bringing in Odell Beckham and expecting snaps would be insane. bringing in him to get snaps over Slayton or Nabers at be it. There's no chance. But bringing him in for the locker room and also be a vet that can kind of teach the guys how to work in New York, how to play in New York, and also as a wide receiver. Once again, he had his diva moments, but this is full circle. This is probably his last year in the NFL if he signs a 1-year deal, and to retire as a New York Giant after 1 season with the New York Giants, I'm on board. You have players out here saying that they're on board. It's all up to Joe Schoen if he wants to get it done. Don't get me wrong. Once you sign Odell, there is going to be the media all over it. They're going to be expecting Odell to be suited up, expecting Odell to play, and that's something that they have to look at to see if it's worth it. Because in my opinion, I don't see him getting snaps like that. I don't. There's just no way. If you think so, let me know down in the comments your reasoning why Odell should be getting snaps and can possibly contribute for this team. But I think there's areas that he can contribute that don't necessarily have to be on the field. It doesn't. Odell Beckham, once again, we know what he was for us. We know what he was ever since he left. I would love to see him back in the New York Giants uniform, and I definitely would have to spin the block and buy a jersey. I didn't buy a jersey. I wasn't making money when he was on the team. That might throw my age out a bit, but I didn't have a job when he was on the team, man, so I would love for him to spin the block. And yeah, Jalen Hyatt would have to give up that 13. He would have to rip it right off his back and put Odell in that time, man. I want you guys to let me know, do you expect the Giants to sign Odell Beckham? Can Odell Beckham be on this team one more time, one last go around before Unc hangs it up? I want you guys to let me know down in the comments, man. Stay tuned for more videos. I've been saying this for a little while, but we do have something cooking up. Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, I've been cooking up with this camera as well. I'm kind of shooting more cinematic videos. You're not seeing it on the juke side of things, but best believe this is eventually going to continue to capsulate onto my channel. And I'm thinking about doing some little scripted videos. We're going to see what's cooking up, man. I want you guys to let me know down below if you're excited for that. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.